He's portrayed as Swayam Bhagavan. And he is captivating his devotees with an array of enchanting pastimes. Haven't we watched such a beautiful pastime, such a beautiful canto, that is the 10th canto, that brings profound satisfaction? So in the 11th canto, it is shifting its focus now. What is it shifting it to? Liberation. So we know the 10 points of the Srimad Bhagavatam. I hope you all know uh, how it starts with creation and all that. There are 10 points, main points, how the Bhagavatam goes about. There's a verse also in the Srimad Bhagavatam depicting the 10 points. So in the last of the 10 points is this Nirodha and Ashraya. So we are talking about Mukti, Nirodha, Ashraya. These are the three last. So Ashraya is, we finished Ashraya, which is the 10th canto, which is the shelter. And Mukti, that is the 11th canto. And Nirodha is the 12th canto. So what is this Mukti? Mukti is this theme of liberation. Liberation through surrender, surrender to his lotus feet. So isn't this very much in line with Abhideya? Because when we say Sambandha, we have know who is Krishna, and we are attracted to Krishna, and now becomes the process of Abhideya, the process of surrendering, the process of liberation. How do you get liberation, or how do you get closer to his lotus feet? How do we surrender to his lotus feet? So this is artfully weaving in the references to the earlier pastimes to create a cohesive narrative with stories that follow. So it is just interweaved with beautiful stories. It's not just dry philosophy. So this connection not only enriches the experience, but also deepens the understanding of his divine play. So this is how it's going to be. His divine play is going to be come out in various beautiful pastimes. So let's see the different themes over here. Theme 1 is the chapter 1, 30 to 31. And here, how the deadly curse upon the Yadu dynasty is coming upon the Yadu dynasty because of the Yadu princes have played a childish prank. Now, this is a story, and this story has got deep meaning, deep philosophy, and so much learning against the most eminent sages of the universe. So they were not ordinary people whom they disrespected. The boys, they played a prank. Nowadays, people are into pranking, right? So they played a prank. And they played a prank on whom? On the revered sages, which was very, very terrible, which ultimately led to disappearance of the entire Yadu dynasty along with Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself by his divine arrangement. That is the Maushala Leela. So we are going to see the Maushala Leela. What is Maushala? Mushala means, we have heard at Mushala Yudha, right? Mushala Yudha is Balaramji. Balaramji is holding what? The club, Gada. So that Gada is also called as Mushala. And this Leela is emphasized by this particular weapon called Mushala. So it is called as Maushala Leela. So let's see what is this very intriguing pastime. So theme 2, we have chapters 2 and 5. So today we are only doing chapter 1. But let's take a little look at what are in the other chapters. Chapter 2 to 5 is theme 2, is teachings of the Navayogendras to King Nimi on the Bhagavad Dharma. Very, very important and beautiful. The science of selfless devotional service, that is bhakti, which is so important to us, so very important to us. This is very, very, we have to concentrate on these topics actually as part of Narada's teaching to Vasudevji, the father of Lord Krishna. So already the course was conducted on this in 2014. Well, I was not there at that time. So theme 3, chapters 6 to 29. This is Uddhava Gita. This is also the final teachings of Lord Krishna. So wonderful. Just like Krishna told Gita to Arjuna. Similarly, Krishna also spoke the Gita to Uddhava. So our 48 lesson course on thematic essence study of Uddhava Gita was conducted in 2011. So all these courses already done. So we will move on. So in Canto 11, Chapter 1, the narrative centers on the tragic fate awaiting the Yadu dynasty, heralded by the ominous appearance of an iron club. That is the mushal, iron mushal. Okay. So we will see what is this. Destruction of the Yadu dynasty. The chapter underscores Lord Krishna's profound desire to bring it to an end to the Yadu dynasty. So, how did all this Mushala or Maushal Leela happen? By the desire of Lord Krishna. Okay. And uh, marking the conclusion of his earthly pastimes, he also wanted to wind up and signaling his return to the divine realm. Krishna was seeing that the his Yadava clan is increasing profusely. He had 16,108 wives. Each wife gave birth to 10 sons and one daughter. Then each of these 10 sons of each of these wives gave birth to another 10 sons. So you can imagine how millions of people were just expanding, and his family was profusely expanding. Krishna wanted to bring all of them back to their own abodes. Some of them had come from the um spiritual world, some of them have also come from the heavenly planets. So please go back to your abodes and handle your whatever your designated seva is. And you happy to have you all here and participating in my Leela. So this is Krishna's way of sending them back. So, curse of the Brahmanas. Samba was a young prince of the Yadu family. He was a son of Jambavati, the Krishna's second or third wife, you can say. Uh, First, how we saw during the Shamantakamani episode, how Krishna enters the cave and fights with Jambavan. And then finally, at the end, Jambavan gives his daughter Jambavati to Krishna as his wife. So Jambavati's son was Visamba, and he was so attached to his mother that he always was along with his mother. Sir, Amba means mother, Sir means together. So always together with his mother. That's why he was called as Samba. He was a very darling prince. But he becomes a target of ridicule from his peers. Why? Because he disguises himself as a pregnant woman. And this mockery incites a curse from the assembled sages, foretelling that he would give birth to a club that would unleash devastation upon the Yadu lineage. So let's see what happens. So, why did he do this? Why did he dress himself up as a pregnant woman? So, once it so happened, you can see in the picture, once it so happened that Samba they wanted to play a prank on the rishis. And who are these rishis? Is Asita and Narada, and such great personalities had come to Dwarka. And they were returning, and when they were returning, this incident happened. When these boys of the Yadu dynasty, they thought they would play a prank on this. So they dressed up Samba like a pregnant woman and brought them before the sages. And they asked the sages what this pregnant woman wants to know, what child, whether the child in her belly is a girl or a boy. So the sages were so angry with this arrogance and with this way of their disrespect that they immediately cursed. And such a curse came out from the lips of the Brahmanas. And this exalted Brahmanas cursed in such a way that he will give birth to a iron mace. And this Gada and this mace will destroy your entire Yadu dynasty. So you can imagine what a curse they got for a silly prank. So, in a desperate attempt to avert the impending doom, the Yadu family seeks to obliterate this cursed club. So, what happened when these sages uttered the curse and they left? And in those days, even the boys, they knew that this is very horrible, because they are the great brahmanas, and definitely their curse will come true. They opened the sari to see, yes, Samba was pregnant with something, and then found out that he delivered a mace, a iron mace. They were so scared. They were trembling. They took this iron mace into the assembly of Ugrasena, and then what to do? What to do? Then the Yadu family, that is Ugrasena, he decided that they will obliterate the club itself. They will destroy the club. So they ground it into powder as much as they could. I mean, the iron into powder is very difficult, but they did it. And there was one small lump left behind. And they cast the whole thing into the ocean, because, of course, Dwarka is next to the ocean. So they thought that, okay, it's gone. But however, the traces of this iron, they floated and they went to the banks of the shore of the ocean. And there they grew into uh, sharp grasses. Okay. And that iron, that small little ball which was left behind, one lump of iron, that was swallowed by a fish. Then what happened to that iron lump? The iron is eventually ingested by a fish and captured by fishermen, and a hunter named Jara later fashioned the iron into a deadly arrow. So this hunter, he was fishing. He saw this fish had a iron inside, and that iron was shining. It looked very bright, and he said, yes, I will put it this at the tip of my one of my arrows, and this looks like a very nice, wonderful iron weapon. So he made it into a deadly arrow, setting into the motion the inevitable downfall of the dynasty. This is all the divine will of Krishna. Despite his foreknowledge of these unfolding events, Lord Krishna permits them to transpire. So Lord Krishna knows that this is going to happen. What is going to happen? He knows everything. And yet he is quiet. He is letting it happen, highlighting his omniscient role as the supreme being who guides the course of time and destiny. This chapter serves as a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of life. So this chapter is telling us how the life is. Everything has to come to an end. Unless something comes to an end, a new thing cannot begin. And yet the unyielding power of divine will amidst the divine will of the Lord amidst the human endeavors. So we have human endeavors we are doing, but then everything depends on the divine will of the Lord. So let's see first chapter, shlokas 1 to 12. The divine strategy of Lord Krishna addressing pride and upholding dharma through the disappearance of his own Yadu dynasty, Bharavatara. Now the world is overburdened, Mother Earth is overburdened, Bhara. Then Bhara with what? With all this entire Yadu dynasty, which of course in due course of time will become more and more arrogant, and in due course of time they will be very much undefeatable, because they are Yadu dynasty there. Till now, nobody can defeat Yadu dynasty, Yadu princess. That is why Duryodhana was so excited that he wanted the Yadu, the Yadu army. He did not want Krishna, because he thought, one Krishna with who is not fighting, what will I do with him? Whereas I can get the undefeatable Yadu dynasty, Yadu army, one Akshayoni of Yadu soldiers, which were never ever defeated ever. Can you imagine? That was their this record. The record was that they were never ever defeated. So in any battle or any war. So that was their record. And such an army Duryodhan definitely wanted. And like that, but imagine that army. If that army starts becoming arrogant, their another future generations become more arrogant, then there will be only a Bhara on the earth. So Krishna became the Bhara Avatara. He's going to take away, even though it's his own family. Here you see the supreme renunciation of Krishna, isn't it? Yeah. So even can you think that okay, because my son is arrogant, I will kill him? No, but Krishna is prepared to even give up his entire dynasty so that he can also close this chapter. Total renunciation. So 13 to 24 is the consequences of impudence and the unfathomable pastimes of Lord Krishna. So impudence of the sons and the grandsons and the sons of Krishna, and what happens, what are the consequences, and then we know why Krishna allowed this to happen. So then we'll know, we will see. So now we will come to the next part. Here, Krishna, we see the picture of Krishna leaving this Mother Earth, and he is going back to his abode. So you can see Indra there in his Airavat. We can see Brahmaji on the swan carrier, Lord Shiva on his bull carrier. All this, that means he is leaving all these different lokas and is going higher and higher. This is the divine strategy of Krishna addressing the pride and upholding dharma through the disappearance of his own Yadu dynasty. So we are going to see this. So pride and indifference among divine associates. So we say that these texts, what are they revealing? They are revealing a troubling reality. Certain members of the Yadu dynasty, despite their intimate association with Krishna, succumb to pride and indifference, mistakenly viewing themselves as his equals. So it happens. Familiarity breeds contempt, right? So that comes in this next one. This theme serves as a powerful warning about insidiousness of familiarity breeding contempt, illustrating that even the most exalted beings can falter due to pride. So due to pride, even the most greatest person, they also can see their downfall. And familiarity, when we become too familiar, even with a like Prabhupada, when devotees become more familiar with your guru also, what will happen? You will start finding faults, you will start seeing the something wrong which your seniors or your they are doing, and you may have some uh, things in your mind like you may make up in your mind that okay, this person is arrogant, this person is but this is because of our familiarity. We become too familiar, then we can start finding doshas or faults in a person. So what happened uh, when the boys, they started feeling almost equal because they were powerful. Most of them were so powerful that they were as powerful as the as Lord Krishna himself, Atirathis. So they were all became very powerful and undefeatable. Then what happens when you are undefeatable, when you are powerful, when you are beautiful, when you are so, what happens? Pride comes in. Pride comes in, and then you start thinking that you are also as good as the Lord. So it conveys a critical lesson on the necessity of humility and recognition of divine supremacy, emphasizing that proximity to divinity does not provide a safeguard against spiritual decline. Now here you see necessity of humility. But we see that there is slight difference between arrogance and absence of humility. You see here, what does it say? Critical lesson on necessity of humility. So we are talking about necessity of humility. So what is it? Is humility necessity of humility? Is humility absence of the humility? Is it the same as arrogance? Slight difference. Slight difference. Uh, just if you think, uh, let me give you a small example of that episode of Duryodhan. Duryodhan, when he was going to arrest Krishna in the assembly, you all remember this when Krishna showed his Virata Rupa also. So Duryodhan not only was there was no absence of humility in him. There was It's not only that he had absence of humility, but he had arrogance. So what is that? So when Krishna showed his Virata Rupa, even the soldiers who were trying to capture Krishna on the order of Duryodhan, they gave up. They said we. They just folded their hands and they were looking at the enormous form of the Lord, which was growing and growing and growing, and they were looking at his form. And Duryodhan also, for a time being, he was a little bit shocked looking at Krishna's form. But you can consider that those friends of Duryodhan or his associates or those soldiers, all they had lack of humility. They were ready to capture Krishna. So, but when they saw that form of the Lord growing, 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 they became very humble. They became humble. They left their attempt of uh, like capturing Krishna. They left their attempt and they folded their hands, and that humility came into them. Absence of humility became presence of humility. But what happened to Duryodhan? Duryodhan was beyond this. He was arrogant. You can see arrogance. Arrogance is even worse than absence of humility, because when he saw Krishna, he was little bit disturbed. He was shocked. But when Krishna, when that he stopped showing his Virat Roop, came down, immediately what did Duryodhan say? He's a magician. Means even when you see an act which can humble you, you see an act, you see some display which can humble you, but you deny that. You deny that act, and then you say that it doesn't exist at all. It is all false. It is all, and then you that is called as arrogance. So arrogance is slightly higher above humility, the absence of humility. So, here it conveys a critical lesson on the necessity of humility and the recognition of divine supremacy, emphasizing that proximity to divinity does not provide a safeguard against spiritual decline. So, just because we are close to the divine, right? That means we are close to Krishna, let's say. Uh, so, that doesn't mean that it is safeguarding us against our spiritual decline. Dear devotees, here we have to learn this very important lesson, that because we think that we are great devotees, we are performing devotional service, we are so close to Krishna 24/7, we are serving the Lord. Okay, but we should not think that it is got a safeguard so that we will never ever decline in spiritually. If we have arrogance, if we lack humility, then we definitely can decline. This is the lesson. Krishna's role as protector and corrector. Krishna takes decisive action to dismantle the Yadu dynasty. So he has decided that everybody is going back, protecting the world from the chaos that their arrogance would unleash. So he knew very well that the undefeatable Yadus can anytime become so arrogant that they can bring the world to chaos. So he thought that, okay, time is up. Just like he thought, okay, time is up. Kurukshetra, everybody is going back. No, he told Arjuna, you fight or you don't fight. Nobody is going back from this war, right? He told Arjuna that. So please, Arjuna, you take the credit. Okay? Nimitta matra bhava savya sachin. So you become a nimitta, you become an instrument. I have already sent them back. You already just have to take the credit. So Krishna here again, the same, he's taking the decisive action. Now he's going to dismantle the Yadu dynasty. So this theme highlights Krishna's unwavering commitment to dharma, showcasing his role as both protector and corrector, even within his own family. So Krishna is protecting in one way and correcting also his own family. It underscores a profound truth that divine intervention is sometimes essential to preserve cosmic order, revealing that Krishna's actions are fueled by love and a commitment to a greater good. So definitely Krishna will always think of the future and the better for us. We should always have faith in the Lord. We should always think that whatever happens to us is for the good, even if you think that something bad is happening. That's the challenge. When we face so many calamities, we think, why is this happening? I'm doing my sadhana very nicely. Why are these things come happening to me? But then we should have faith in the Lord, that His plan is the best, and there is something um, which is coming to us to either purify us, bring us closer to Him, or something better has to happen. So we should never have any doubts, no doubts. So, the necessity of divine disappearances. The text indicates that Krishna orchestrated the internal conflict leading to Yadu's destruction to ensure that his formidable family members would not become a burden on the earth. So, he has decided this, that they will not become a burden. And this theme unveils the understanding that even divine associates they must transit from this material plane to prevent confusion among devotees and to uphold sanctity of spiritual teachings. So just being powerful is not enough. You have to also have you, you also have to be spiritual. If we are not spiritual, only powerful, then we need to exit. So it reflects the notion that divine plans are intricately designed to fulfill higher purposes, reaffirming that the belief that the divine possesses perfect wisdom regarding the cosmic order. So the Lord possesses perfect wisdom. He knows when he should call them, because remember, in the womb of Mother Devaki, Krishna summoned all the demigods. They all had come to offer him prayers. And at that time he said, you all are going to come and you all are going to take part in my leelas. Right? So now he knows when to call them and he has perfect wisdom when to send them back. So King Parikshit's questioning of how the Brahmanas could issue a curse upon Yadu dynasty reveals the intricate complexity of divine justice and the delicate dynamics of respect and offense within spiritual relationships. Parikshit Maharaj was asking Shukdev Goswami, oh my God, what happened? What happened that the Yadu dynasty, the children of Krishna had to kill each other and leave this world? What happened? Why was such a terrible curse come upon them? So this theme offers profound insights. This is the role of the Brahmanas and how they cursed. Profound insights to the nature of blessings and curses in the Vedic tradition. So we have seen umpteen number of curses, right? Bhagavatam from the beginning starts off with what? Parikshit Maharaj being cursed by Shringi, right? So that's when it starts. So Bhagavatam itself starts with that. Brahmana cursing the king. In this way, there are so many curses all through the Brahmana, all through the Bhagavatam, we can see. So, what is this theme? This theme is showing how it's shedding light on the intricate workings of divine justice and delicate dynamics of respect and offense within spiritual relationships. So, should we keep respect? Yes, we should keep 100% respect and no offense. No offense. So, samashitaye pada pallava plavam. So, when we have totally surrendered, okay, to the Lord, and those devotees who have totally surrendered to the Lord, we take shelter of those devotees who have totally surrendered to the Lord. Mahat Padam means those are the devotees who are surrendered to Krishna, and we take their shelter. Mahat Padam Punya Yasho Murari. So they are those who are singing the glories of Murari, Krishna. Bhavambudhi Vatsapadam Parampadam. So Bhavambudhi means this ocean. This ocean is full of this Maya full of ocean, Mayic ocean. This ocean, Bhavambudhi, Bhava means to be. Bhava actually in Sanskrit means to be, being. Our being is Bhava. Bhava means we are born in this material world. In spiritual world, there's no birth, there's no death. So like that, we are born here. So Bhava, this is the place where we get birth. So this Bhavam Buddhi, this ocean of birth and death, Vatsapadam becomes like a hoof print of a the water contained in the hoof print of a cow. What's a param? What's a padam? What's a padam means calf, not a cow. Cow's hoof print is slightly bigger. Calf's hoof print so small. In that hoof print, if there is water, then the ocean is contracted and becomes like so small. And how easy it is to cross that footprint. Just put your foot there. That's it. And you're reached. So Bhavamudi Vatsapadam. And then you get what? Parampadam. Then instead of stagnating here, which is Padam Padam Yat Vipadam. Here is Padam Padam Yat Vipadam, na Tesham. So you will not come to this Padam Padam Vipadam here in this material world. You will go back to the spiritual world just by surrendering, just by getting the shelter of Krishna. This beautiful shloka by Shukadeva Goswami in the 10th canto, 14th chapter. After Brahmaji's speaks all his beautiful verses of prayers to Krishna, then Shukadeva Goswami concludes the chapter by this beautiful verse. It's worth memorizing. Samashitaye padapallavaplavam mahatpadam punyayasho murari bhavambudi vatsa padam param padam padam yad vipadam natesham. So it emphasizes the vital importance of maintaining respect for divine associates, eliminating consequences of failing to do so, and showcasing the unexpected manifestations of divine justice, which often unfold in ways that challenge our understanding. So we go to the next, the divine strategy in addressing material attachments. So here, now we are talking about attachment. So is Krishna attached to his Yadu dynasty? Of course, he's attached to his Yadu dynasty. He's attached in different ways, in different levels. Not like us, only in one way we are attached to our family. We know he is this father, this is my mother, this is my son, this is my daughter, this is my wife, this is my children. No, Krishna also knows that they have come here to play this role. Also, he knows that they are from the heavenly planets, and also he knows that he has to go back to his abode and be with his Brajavasis. So the narrative illustrates Krishna's intention to remove Yadu dynasty as a means to deter prideful attachments and to impart vital lessons about impermanence of material life for future generations. So he wants to show us, Krishna wants to show us that, what does he want to show us? First thing, that we should not be proud. Okay, pride is very detrimental. Also, he wants to show us that material life is impermanent. Anytime, even the undefeatable Yadu dynasty can die. Okay, so they are not, everyone has to die. Whoever has taken birth has to die. So this theme powerfully reaffirms the material power and prestige are fleeting. So you may think that because you're so powerful, because you're the powerful leader of so and so group, of so and so nation, or so and so whatever. So still you will have to come down one day. We have seen that in the recent times also. What happened? One person was thinking that he's the prime minister or the president or whatever, the top of the nation, and suddenly another nation's prime minister comes or president comes and he imprisons him and takes him away. So this is happening in this day and age. Can you imagine? It is not like some old history we are telling you where some era where something happened. It happened now, 2026. It is happening. What can you do? So material nature, material power, and prestige, they are all fleeting. And true strength resides in devotion and humility. So when we are devoted to the Lord and we are humble, then true strength is there, not in our prestige, not in our power. So it champions the overarching truth of detachment from worldly possessions and pride, reassuring practitioners that true strength lies in devotion and humility, and urging them to prioritize spiritual advancement over transient achievements. So don't think I am the boss, I have done this, I have achieved that, but try instead of that. We have done that so many times in our so many lives in our past. So why not give this one life to Krishna, and why not prioritize spiritual advancement in this life? We have enjoyed, we are becoming this, becoming the father, mother, and whatever, and even children or wife, husband, or boss, or king, or whatever. We have enjoyed everything in our past life. life, so many lives we have enjoyed, and now at least can we not give one life enough for our spiritual advancement? So we should prioritize spiritual advancement over transient achievements. Then, the perspective of divine pastimes. Krishna's pastimes, including the intense fratricidal conflict among Yadus, reveal profound philosophical truths concerning divine authority, duty, and the repercussions of pride. So he's showing, Krishna's pastimes are showing so many fratricidal conflicts, right, among Yadus. We saw that among Pandavas and Kauravas also. But here now, in Krishna's pastime, he's showing there's a conflict among the Yadus itself, revealing that divine authority, duty, repercussions of pride. So what happens when pride overcomes? So we have seen that pride is one of the, we saw it's in the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, how pride is the demoniac quality. So this kind of pride, if it comes into divine people, then what happens? Then there is downfall. This theme clarifies that divine actions are not arbitrary, they are purposeful, offering essential lessons for humanity about nature of sacred relationships. They are purposeful, and they are offering essential lessons. So we should not shy away from thinking that, oh, this is just for them, for the Yadu dynasty, not for me. No, it's for us. These lessons are for us, for humanity, for nature of sacred relationships. It underlines the belief that engaging with the divine's pastimes can provide invaluable insights into one's spiritual journey and essence of actual devotion. So here we can get like first-hand information. Yes, are we really devoted? What is our actual devotion? What is the essence? Where is our journey taking us? Where are we in our spiritual journey? So this will give us invaluable insights. These themes, so let's conclude in this particular theme, where it says that these thematic elements intricately reflect the complex interplay of Krishna's interactions with his devotees, unraveling profound implications regarding pride, divine justice, and imperative of maintaining humility in a spiritual context. Now, the discourse surrounding the Yadu dynasty's downfall emphasizes the crucial need to recognize and align with the divine align with the divine will. So we need to align. So what is that crucial need? To align the divine will, to uphold spiritual integrity and preserve cosmic order. So if you want to preserve cosmic order, we want to uphold spiritual integrity, then what we should do? We should align with the divine will. So shall we take a break for 3 minutes?
It's up to you, Mataji.
I can continue, Prabhu.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. So then we see the mockery of the young Yadu princess. So what did they do? Led by audacious Samba, dressed as a pregnant woman, the Yadu princess brazenly approached the revered sages and feigning modesty in a cruel jest, aiming at ridiculing the saintly assembly by asking them to predict whether she will deliver a boy or a girl. Such a prank they played. This act starkly reveals the folly and the hubris. Hubris means arrogance, okay? Arrogance and pride. So that had overtaken the Yadu dynasty, highlighting their departure from the path of devotion and the grave offense perpetuated against the pure-hearted devotees of the Lord. So was there any problem with the sages? The sages were so qualified and so great. But then you can see here Narad Muni holding the veena, and he said he's standing so like he's shocked by what the boys are saying, but he's very, very angry. You can see that the body language can show in the picture that everybody is standing like this, like they're so upset by what is happening over there. This episode is serving as a stark reminder of perils linked to pride and the scorn for true spiritual authority. It underscores the critical importance of cultivating humility and reverence in one's spiritual practice, urging all seekers to embody these essential qualities in their own journeys. So it's telling us that we should have what qualities? Essential qualities. So essential qualities means here we are talking about humility. So we should have humility and in our own journey. So when we are going in our spiritual journey, humility is so very important, and absence of arrogance. So arrogance, pride should just be left behind. In retaliation, the sages now they are going to curse. So now first the boys are asking, it's going to be a girl or boy. Now the sages will curse. In retaliation for the Yadu prince's mockery, the sages, filled with righteousness, indignation, they proclaim a curse that foretells the birth of an iron club destined to spell the doom of their dynasty. This curse epitomizes the principle of karmic retribution, highlighting the belief that our actions, whether in this life or in past incarnations, shape our destinies. It emphasizes the severity of offenses committed against genuine devotees, illustrating a profound moral truth. This marked event vividly illustrates that spiritual deeds carry weighty consequences. It reinforces the sanctity of the devotee's position, revealing that to undermine such a sacredness can lead to catastrophic outcomes. So please, we shouldn't do this at least. We shouldn't uh, go to the and to try to offend. We should never offend devotees, but definitely not great devotees and sadhus, mahat. We should not go and trouble them. Otherwise, we'll face the consequences. Now, Krishna's activities are beyond mundane realm. Right. So, although Krishna possesses the power to reverse the curse, right? Krishna is the supreme almighty, he can do anything he wants. Oh, how can they curse my dynasty? Definitely, I can reverse. But no, he deliberately chooses to allow it to take its course. He demonstrating his acquiescence to the Brahmana's words. So he's Namo Brahmanya Devaya. So he's Brahmanya Deva. That means he has so much faith in the Brahmana. So once the Brahmana utters a curse, that's it. Krishna takes it as his words. And the deeper lessons embedded in these unfolding events. The same thing happened when Parikshit Maharaj also heard. He could also curse back. He could curse back Shringi, or he could get relief from that curse also. But he said, no, the Brahmana has uttered a curse, and I'm going to take it as Krishna's words. I'm going to take it as Krishna's will, right? Divine will. So like that, Krishna also took it, and this is the prophecy. This is what's going to happen. So let it happen. So this theme reveals that Krishna's pastimes and decisions often transcend human understanding. So definitely, if a father understands that his son has been cursed, or his son has his whole family has been cursed, and if he has the power to remove that curse, that father will definitely think it's his duty, right? It's my duty. I should protect my family. It's my duty. I should do it as a duty. But no, Krishna says that Krishna's decision, and we cannot understand. It's beyond us. It's transcending human understanding, serving as the divine purpose of upholding spiritual order and guiding the souls along their journey. His mode of justice, while sometimes inscrutable, is inherently reassuring as part of Krishna's divine play. So when we take all these things as Krishna's divine play, then we will just stop thinking about how difficult it is to understand why Krishna did this. Right. So this illustrates the transcendental character of Krishna's pastimes, which remain beyond the grasp of ordinary minds. His actions, rich in insight, are carefully crafted to impart fundamental truths about devotion, humility, and the nature of divine jurisprudence, or a theoretical study of law. So these are the things we have to learn. We have to learn how uh, we have to learn about truth of devotion, about humility, about how we have to. Prudence means we have to have our some common sense also, we can call it common sense, that we should not go and approach the sages and ask silly questions like this, prank the sages, prank the sadhus. We cannot do that. That much we should have some common sense, right? So the conclusion is that the intricate interplay of impudence, consequence, and divine intention of the narratives of the Yadu Princess and the Iron Club curse encapsulates vital teachings of the Bhakti traditions. So many vital teachings we got from this. Together, these themes powerfully emphasize the necessity of humility and respect for the divine and its devotees, while unveiling the complex and often inscrutable essence of Krishna's pastimes. Sometimes we don't understand why Krishna did this, why is this pastime like that, and it's beyond us. But here, devotees are asked to show what? Humility and respect. For whom? For the divine and divine's devotees. That means Krishna and his devotees, the sadhus. Okay. And in this way, when we go further and further, becoming more and more humble and more respectful to the sadhus, one time we will get to know the essence of Krishna's pastimes and his activities. Unless and until we know the essence of Krishna's activities, come to understand Janma Karma Chame Divyam Yojanati Tatvatah. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, my activities, my birth, who understand Tattvataha, who understands in full. So what does it mean Tattvataha? What does it mean? We will not understand why and how the unborn is born, how Krishna is unborn, and how can he get birth, and how is it that what are all these activities? How is it that Krishna is holding the mountain or is the one little finger? How is it? We cannot understand all these things. We cannot understand, and only the devotees they will unveil. They will unveil all these things. So we have to if this has to unveil these complex things, often inscrutable, of Krishna's pastimes, then we have to have humility and respect. These narratives serve as a profound lessons for every seeker on the path of sacred devotion. So, the passage from the Srimad Bhagavatam eloquently explores profound themes surrounding divinity, dharma, and intricacies of Krishna's actions. So, let's see the disappearance of the Yadu dynasty. Krishna, in his divine wisdom, orchestrates the downfall of the Yadu dynasty through the curse of the Brahmanas, highlighting the awe inspiring inevitability of his actions and the transient nature of even the mightiest. So, even the mightiest, like Lord Krishna, will withhold his power to, to act upon that curse. This theme powerfully illustrates that even those regarded as embodiments of dharma, like the Yadus, right? Yadus are Krishna's children, grandchildren. They are supposed to uphold dharma all the time, are not exempt from repercussions of their actions, particularly their disrespect towards holy sages. This is not excused, although they are upholding dharma in other ways, protecting. They are Kshatriyas, they are protecting their citizens, they are protecting Dwarkavasis, but if they transgress like this and disrespect sages, that is not acceptable. It underscores the principle of karma and the notion that divine justice goes beyond human comprehension, serving as a sobering reminder of the ultimate goal of existence, the preservation of dharma. So, in all ways, in all times, at every moment, the preservation of dharma is the ultimate goal. Krishna's masterful plan to eradicate the Yadus through internal strife reveals his unfathomable wisdom and strategic insight, which far surpasses human understanding. So, why did this happen? Why did Krishna not interfere? Why did Krishna not express his divine will? Why did Krishna not protect his sons? Right? So, this is far beyond our human understanding why Krishna did that. Calling Krishna aprameya or unfathomable emphasizes our limitations in grasping divine intentions. So, when we don't understand some things which Krishna does, then we should say he is aprameya, he is unfathomable, because it's limiting to our intelligence. We have not risen to that level where it is going to be revealed to us. So unless and until we are qualified, then only we can understand his activities. This theme inspires devotees to nurture unwavering faith in divine plans, even when circumstances seem dire or unjust, affirming that every action taken by the divine serves as a higher person, serves a higher purpose. So the devotees should have faith. Yes, we don't understand, but we have faith in the divine plans. So this is what it's teaching us. Conclusion. Then the role of the Brahmanas and the power of curses. The curse of the Brahmanas is a critical event, culminating in the Yadu dynasty's destruction, underscoring the profound power of sages and the serious consequences of transgressing against them. It underscores the principle of karma and the notion that divine justice goes beyond human comprehension, and serving as a sobering reminder of ultimate goal of existence and the preservation of dharma. So dharma and karma both are involved. Okay, so principle of karma, when you play a prank on the sadhus, it has to rebound, right? It has to come back to you. That karma. This theme highlights the interconnectedness inherent in the cosmic order, fostering a deep respect for all beings, where even the seemingly humble, like the Brahmanas, have the capacity to impact the powerful significantly. Yes. Like even like again and again, going back to the Shringi episode where Shringi was just a boy. He was just a boy Brahmana. He was not even grown up. So even that boy could curse a world leader like Parishit Maharaj. Parishit Maharaj was an emperor. He was not just an ordinary king, but it could happen. So they have the capacities. The Brahmanas seemingly very humble. They don't have much, but they have this capacity to impact, powerfully significant. So you're powerful, you're a king, a head of state, but the Brahmana had the power, had the capacity to curse you. Krishna is the supreme being and his merciful nature. The multifaceted actions of Krishna, who captivates hearts while embodying paradoxical qualities as both a thief and the ultimate giver of liberation, reveal his supreme nature. So Makhanchor, Krishna is well known as Makhanchor, right? He's captivating all the hearts of his Brajavasis. We sing in the Damodar Ashtakam how he is uh, giving bliss, drowning the inhabitants of Gokula into oceans of bliss, right, by his sweet pastimes. So that Krishna is captivating everyone's heart by his Leela of Makhanchori, and he is also both a thief and the ultimate giver of liberation, isn't it? He's Makhanchor. He was caught by his mother, bound to the wooden mortar, and then he liberated whom? Nalakwara and Manigriva, right? He's a thief and he's also a liberator. He's bound, but he's liberating. Anybody bound can liberate anyone else. First, he himself is bound. How can he liberate someone else? But in this Leela, Damodar Leela, we see he is bound, but he is liberating. Okay, so that reveals his supreme nature. Then this duality showcases Krishna's enchanting beauty, which can draw even the most materialistic individuals towards spiritual awakening. Isn't it? This is duality. This is duality. In our case, duality comes in a very harsh way, but whereas Krishna's case, it comes in a very sweet way, right? Krishna is bound by Mother Yashoda and is sweetly liberating Manigriva Nalakuva. It's such a sweet pastime. We sing about it the whole month of Kartik, and we don't get tired. Every day we are singing. Krishna is bound, Krishna is liberating, Krishna is bound. But we go on singing this because it's so enchanting, so beautiful. So it exemplifies the transformative power of divine love, prema, instilling hope and suggesting that genuine liberation is reached through surrender to such profound beauty rather than resisting it. So, what is genuine liberation? So, here, this 11th canto is starting with Mukti. This 11th canto is the point which we are talking about. Atha Sarga Visargascha. I hope you all know this shloka. We have learned this in the past, that how Sarga Visarga starts 10 points of the Shrimad Bhagavatam. In the last 3 points I'm talking about Mukti, Ashtraya, Nirodha. So Ashtraya we finished, Nirodha. So in this Nirodha is the 12th canto and 11th canto is Mukti. So in this Mukti is here we are talking about liberation. So this is genuine liberation, isn't it? Krishna is going to liberate everybody. All have taken part in his Leela. All are going back to Godhead also, right? Sooner or later. Right now, after they finish, I think they will go back. So because they have attended Krishna's Leela, they have participated, they have given their participation in his Leela, had acted with him. They were with him. Yadus was so close to Krishna, so dear to him. So definitely they will go back. So such profound beauty. We have to, instead of resisting it, we should surrender. We should surrender and listen to such wonderful pastimes of Krishna. The cycle of creation, destruction. So now, when we're talking about liberation, what do you mean by liberation? Liberation also means that something is going to be destroyed now. To get, so example, if you have to wind up something, right? We have to close everything up, like, and then we have to go to the next part of our journey. So, like that, Krishna is closing everything here. So, yes, it starts off with destruction, then only creation can take place. So, Krishna's action leads to destruction of Yadu dynasty and re-establishment of Dharma, illustrating the cyclic nature of creation, preservation, dissolution within this universe. So unless there is dissolution, unless and until there is devastation, then only new creation takes place. This is the nature of this material world. The material world is called bhava. Bhava means to be, as I said, birth and death. Birth and death. So death has to take place to have birth. So dissolution has to take place. So after there's so many dissolutions we know. In due course of time, when Lord Brahma's one day, or even in one day, there are how many yuga cycles. There are 1,000 yuga cycles in one day of Brahma. 1,000 yuga cycles. That means each yuga cycle has 4 yugas. Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. Like this, go on, go on, go on. 1,000 in one day of Brahma. So in one day of Brahma, when Brahma, it has to go from Satya Yuga to Treta Yuga, Treta Yuga. So from Treta Yuga to Dwapar, Dwapar to Kali. That is the Yuga. There is a Yuga dissolution, a small dissolution, not so much devastation. But at the end of Kali Yuga, it has to go back to Satya Yuga. Then there's a little bit major dissolution. There's a major dissolution. Then after that, slightly major, I'm saying, because it's only between the Yuga cycles. Okay. Then after the day of Brahma, when the Brahmaji goes to sleep, he has 12 hours. 12 hours is 1,000 yuga cycles. So after 12 hours, he goes to sleep. When he goes to sleep, entire thing until the Maharloka, all the lokas from the 14 planetary systems, from the below the 7, Earth, then Bhuvarsva, Swarga, then Mahar. So until Maharloka, everything is submerged. Everything is dissolved, dissolution. That happens after every day of Brahma when he sleeps. Then he wakes up again, he has to create all those. So all the Maharloka Vasis, they find the burning sensation because from below everything is burning, no? First burning, and then so they cannot tolerate the heat in Maharloka. They all go to Tapaloka. They go higher and higher. Tapaloka and Brahmaloka, like that. They wait until the dissolution happens, and after that, again Brahmaji, when he wakes up, morning, his day is equal to his night. 12 hours. 12 hours he sleeps, and when he wakes up after 12 hours, that is again 100,000 yuga cycle time. That time nothing is there. Okay. Then when he wakes up, again creation starts. Like every morning, Brahmaji has to create again. He has to create the whole thing again. Yeah. So then after that, when Brahmaji leaves, that after his 100 years, he also leaves. When he leaves, then there is a major, major devastation. The entire universe is wound up. So that is a big dissolution. So this reflects the philosophical understanding that destruction often precedes renewal. So destruction has to be there, then only renewal will start, necessitating divine intervention to maintain cosmic balance. It emphasizes the importance of accepting life's cycles, reminding us that every end heralds a new beginning in the vast expanse of existence. So Krishna's merciful future generations, Krishna's mercy and his future generations. Krishna's decision to withdraw after completing his mission underscores his deep compassion for future generations who will draw inspiration from his pastimes and teachings. So who are those future generations? all of us also we can come. We have to draw inspiration from his pastimes. We are also drawing inspiration from his teachings, isn't it? So he wants to complete his mission. and go back, so that we also draw some inspiration and we also start behaving in proper way in dharma. This foresight portrays Krishna as a benevolent guardian, ensuring his divine glories continue to illuminate the paths to those who follow. So for all of us, Krishna has done all these beautiful pastimes for us to glorify him. So how do we fill our time? Sometimes people say, I want to kill time. You heard this word? I want to kill time. I want to pass time. Time is not ours to kill. Time will kill us, not we kill time. So, what do we do to fill this time? Instead of kill time, we should fill time. Fill this time with Krishna's pastimes. We use all this, what Krishna has done. He has come here and performed so many pastimes. What he has done, he has come here to pastimes for what? For himself. Yes, for himself to enjoy with his devotees, but also for us, so that we can understand his pastimes and we can relive these pastimes. We can always immerse ourselves in his beautiful pastimes. That is what we have to fill our time with. Okay, so that's why he came. That's why he did all this. So this foresight portrays Krishna as benevolent. He's benevolent. That is why he came. Does he need to come to show all his pastimes to us? Does he need to do that? He doesn't need to do that. He is a master of the universe. He is in his Goloka enjoying with his Gopas and Gopis. Why does he have to come here to show us all these pastimes? Dwarka Leela, Mathura Leela. Why? Why does it? Because we can fill our time with his glorious pastimes. Okay, so that he has come here to do that, so that he's ensuring us that he's showing us his divine glories, so that we can illuminate our paths. And it highlights notion of divine mercy as universally accessible, in reinforcing the belief that spiritual truths transcend time, continually inspiring devotion. So he did that in Treta Yuga, he did that in as Lord Ram, he did that in Dwapar Yuga as Lord Krishna. So all these things are how many yugas before, right? They say that Lord Ram the Lord Ram incarnation came in the 24th Yuga cycle, whereas Krishna's incarnation came in the 27th Yuga cycle. So there's a difference. Huh? So there's a difference. It's not that in one day of Brahma only Krishna comes once in one day of Brahma. So like that, when we see that there's so much yuga difference between the pastimes, but for us, oh, Lord Ram was like, Lord Ram is so accessible, so accessible. Or Ramayan, we are reading Ramayan, we are reading his glories, and it's so accessible as if it had just happened like that. But it's how many yugas away, isn't it? So it's continuously inspiring us, this devotion. So it is transcending time, transcending time. So these thematic elements collectively depict the complex nature of Krishna's divine play, accentuating that while his actions may often elude human understanding, okay, his actions you may think, oh, we don't understand, but they invariably serve as a higher purpose in preserving dharma and guiding souls towards liberation. So even if we don't understand, if we surrender and if we are humble, then we will be guided towards liberation. This whole canto is about liberation. Okay, 11th canto. These verses have profound thematic depth, exploring the intricate relationships between behavior, consequence, and the divine essence of Krishna. So let's see what is this? What happens? What is the relationship between the behavior, the consequence, and so the arrogance of the young Yadu princes, as the Yadu princes exhibit a troubling arrogance and blatant disrespect towards the revered holy sages, undermining the respect that spiritual authority rightfully commands. So when a sadhu, he is not rich, he is not opulent. In a sense, he is wearing simple clothes. Okay, he doesn't carry, but he carries an aura. He carries authority. Okay, he carries a command. So such things should not be neglected. You should not, like they say, don't judge a book by its cover. So don't judge a person just by his clothes. Okay, he could be a great personality, right? So this theme serves as a stark warning about perils of youthful defiance, illustrating how hubris means arrogance, could cloud judgment and invite dire consequences. The reckless actions of the princes highlight the necessity of heeding the wisdom of age, urging us to remain vigilant about our conduct. We have to be so careful, so careful. We cannot, we cannot afford, we cannot afford to make the mistakes. We have already made them umpteen times in our previous lives. But this life, at least, we don't make these mistakes. We remain humble, we remain careful, we remain alert in devotion. This narrative element emphasizes the critical importance of humility and reverence, and in our quest for knowledge and spiritual growth. It serves as a timeless reminder that youthful impulsiveness carries risks that can lead to dismal outcomes. Dismal outcomes is very pathetic outcomes. Results. What results? Because we are young, they say young blood is very dynamic, wants to do things, and they don't care about the future, they don't care about the past. So young blood, all right, true, but if you're not careful, then we are risking it. Reinforcing that true wisdom often emerges from acknowledging and learning from those who have walked the path before us. So always history is important. And then Mahajana yena gatasya pantha. Mahajanas have shown you the path, follow the path. Then you'll be safe. But what to do? Like you see in our group also, we are almost senior citizens, most of us, right? So when we become senior citizens, then we come to know what is the importance of all this. Where are the young people? They are busy. They are busy in their lives, busy in earning and busy in, but hopefully they don't become arrogant. So we love to see young people joining spiritual discourses, spiritual. Try try best to encourage youngsters because they are the ones who will in future will lead the path. Okay, so offended by the prince's insolence, the holy sages cast a grave curse upon them, condemning them to meet their end through the cruel embrace of an iron club. This curse embodies the principle of karmic retribution, revealing the profound truth that every action begets consequence, especially when it transgresses the sanctity of sacred. It highlights the formidable power of words and underscores the necessity of maintaining reverence in our interactions with spiritual figures. So, this theme illustrates a delicate balance between free will and destiny. So, very important point, right? It
This is
is,
a very important point,
yeah,
Mataji. Very important point. The
yes,
whole next, it's going to follow the free will, destiny, uh, fate, and the supreme will. That the whole this thing issue is going to be discussed later on. It sounds like redundancy, but I've added all these things from a different perspective of the same situation. That was the main purpose here.
correct. Wonderful. Yes, Prabhu. This slide, I also thought this was very important. This theme is so important. So it's a delicate balance. You see, free will and destiny. Like we said, arrogance, absence of humility. Is that a delicate balance? Yes, there's a delicate balance. I explained you about arrogance and absence of humility. Similarly, there's a delicate balance between free will and destiny. So free will only leads to destiny. Okay. Shedding light on how personal choices can culminate in unforeseen and often tragic consequences. It compels us to reflect deeply on our moral responsibilities and far reaching implications of our actions within the cosmic order. So, everything is happening for a reason. So we are given like a let's say chess, a board of chess game. We are given a chance to play. So everything is there, the rules are there, the points are there, everything is given to us. Maya Devi has created this whole world, universe, given us everything. Objects of senses, sense organs, everything is given. All the products are there. Then how you play the chess with this That is up to you. You can put whichever pawn you want in whichever direction. That is up to you. It is your free will. But your free will also will have a consequence, right? If you are a good chess player, then you will put the pawn in such a way that you have think what will be the future, what will be the repercussion to this my action. When I place this pawn here, what will the other person play, so that whether I will get defeated or whether my pawn will be in difficulty. Yes, we will think like that, isn't it? We will not just play like that. Like that with our life also, we cannot just anyhow play pranks, do whimsically things. Okay, like how the Yadu's children are doing. Whimsically, they are doing something very serious. Serious repercussions will come. So every time we are using our free will, what we should do? We should think. Mahajana yena gatasya pantha. We should think. We should not just simply whimsically use our free will, and that will change our destiny. So far-reaching implications of our actions will happen within this cosmic order, urging us to take the weight of our decisions seriously. So when we act, when we say something, okay, then the reactions will come. And when the reactions come, we have to face it. No choice. We have to face the reactions. Then we come to Krishna's transcendence, the divine pastimes. Leela of Krishna operate on the level that transcends ordinary comprehension, often defying human logic and expectations. So, uh, human logic is not there. A father protecting his children, human logic, right? Father protects his family. How can somebody submerge his entire creation of like his palace, his whole entire Dwarka, Bed Dwarka was totally gone under the sea? How Dwarka went under the sea? Krishna's free will, Krishna's will, divine will. Free will is ours. Krishna's is divine will. So what is Krishna's divine will? His divine will is defying our human logic. How can somebody do this? How can he destroy his own house, his own palace? Beyond us, beyond our logic. So this theme is pivotal as it juxtaposes the mundane with the divine. So it is comparing now. Where are you and where is Krishna? Depicting Krishna as a figure who operates far beyond the confines of human understanding. So we will definitely not understand what Krishna had in mind. It invites us to contemplate the nature of divinity and the profound mysteries that surround us. So many mysteries are there. Even in Krishna's pastimes, we see so many mysteries. But how they are surrounding us, that it is inviting us to contemplate. Let us contemplate. Let us think about Krishna's pastimes. This is the road to liberation. Again, 11th canto is only showing you how to go towards liberation. And this is one point where we have to, here it's written, how it's written, what is said? It is said that it invites us to contemplate the nature of divinity and profound mysteries that surround it. It is so important. Please let us let us put our minds into this. This is what we should do in our free time. Contemplate the nature of divinity and contemplate the profound mysteries behind it. If we don't understand something, note it down. Look for the answers. It will come. Krishna is kind. Just now we saw Krishna is benevolent. Krishna is coming down to show his pastimes. Krishna will definitely help us if we are sincerely seeking. Why did this happen? Why did Krishna do this? Immediately the answer will come from some source or the other. From some source or the other. Most probably from the Srimad Bhagavatam. If we take surrender, if we take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, all the answers are there. All the answers are there. The transcendence of Krishna serves as a potent reminder of limitations inherent in human perception and intellect when confronting the divine. So, transcendence of Krishna. Krishna is beyond us. Okay, that is a very, very potent reminder. That is, we are limited, a limitation of human perception. So, our perception is so limited. First of all, our eyesight is limited. On top of that, Perception is also limited. It challenges us to cultivate faith and humility amidst the awe inspiring nature of divine's inscrutability, encouraging a deeper exploration of spirituality and that transcends mere rationality. So, it is, what does it do? It is encouraging us. Let us go deeper. Let us go and explore. Let us go and explore the spiritual. What is the spirituality, and what this spirituality is transcending our mere rational thinking. Oh, we are thinking rationally this should happen, rationally that should happen, but this is beyond that. And why is it beyond that? Let us go deep. Let us explore. So that is what it is, and we do that. That will bring us closer to liberation from this material world. Bhavam Buddhi will become Vatsapadam. Okay. Collectively, these thematic elements weave a rich narrative reflecting on the perils of arrogance, the critical importance of respecting spiritual wisdom, and the recognition of our cognitive limitations when engaging with the divine. So we have so many drawbacks, right? First of all, cognitive limitation. Cognizance means understanding, realization. So all these things are limited. Our realizations, our understanding is limited. Limited means when we are engaging with Krishna's pastimes, divine pastimes, then it's limited. Then we should have perfect the importance we should have importance on respecting the elders, respecting the sadhus, respecting the guru, respecting the spiritual wisdom which is coming down to us. And we should also reflect that we should not have any kind of arrogance, pride, all these things. Okay. These are the three important lessons. They compel readers to introspect on their behavior, the implications of their actions. So when we behave with absence of humility, then comes implications. So actions will have implications, a broader spiritual framework within which those actions will unfold. Slowly and gradually, we'll definitely come to know what we have done in the past by the fruits of our reactions. This final theme encapsulates the ethical and philosophical dilemmas that define human existence and the profound search for spiritual enlightenment. So, this is the final theme. What is it doing? It is telling us how ethics are important and how that philosophical dilemmas come. We may not understand them, that define human existence. Okay, and the profound search for spiritual enlightenment. So what should we do? We should then go for profound search for spiritual enlightenment. So that will only lead us to mukti, liberation. 11th canto. Thank you very much for your kind audience. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Charu Prabhu. I hope I've done some.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Wonderful.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dame Pranam. So
Thank you.
wonderful class, Mataji. So
Thank you
many
so much.
takeaway we have to understand and apply in our life.
Yes.
So
yes.
much things. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
And this, instead of doing time pass, we have to listen pastime of Lord. Every time, every minute, our
Yes.
mind should be fixed. This
Yes.
is really an amazing lesson, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Very wonderful explanation. Very
Thank
wonderful.
you. Thank you.
थैंक यू वेरी मच
प्रभुपाद की जय।
वंडरफुल
माताजी
So
फ्री
wonderful.
विल के बारे में बहुत ही मतलब समझना है फ्री विल
हाँ
व्हाट टू
माताजी।
डू विथ फ्री विल है ना माताजी
हाँ माताजी।
The whole thing is coming up in few lessons.
यस प्रभु जी सो मीनिंगफुल एंड सो हमारी पूरी लाइफ उस पे डिपेंड है
Yeah,
Yes.
so nice, Mataji, Archana Mataji.
Thank
you,
you,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Very wonderful.
प्रभुपाद की जय।
Very nice takeaways. Thank you for
Thank you,
explaining so
Archana।
much.
प्रभुपाद की जय।
One question, Mataji, is like
Yes. Yes,
it is
Prabhu।
all the syntax two,
Mataji,
syntax two.
you can take the slide away now, so we
Sorry.
can see the whole film. Yeah.
A very wonderful session, as everyone mentioned. So there are so
Prabhupada
many
ki jai.
takeaways.
Thank you.
So it all depends upon the growth, how much free will I am using it for myself, okay, versus Krishna. Okay, that is what the takeaway. That is what destiny. Okay, our destiny is going to be decided based upon that. So wonderful realization, Mataji. Thank you very much. Like here in this particular Leela, okay, if you see the centric point over here is Samba, yeah, the son of Krishna, yeah. Now, like at least to Bhagavatam or anywhere else, we have not seen this kind of behavior from Samba. Correct? At least I don't know. So he was so humble. Okay, he's so simple, sincere, but only it happened in this particular instance, right?
So everything is not mentioned. No, we have in Bhagavatam one episode is mentioned about how Samba went and he kidnapped Lakshmana, and that episode is mentioned.
Mm.
So Lakshmana initially she was not Duryodhan's daughter. You read that? You remember that episode?
Yeah, yeah.
In the Swayamvara, he goes and he kidnaps her. So it is
Yes.
like she was not willing. It is not like Rukmini Swayamvara, where Rukmini herself invited Lord Krishna to kidnap her. Here,
Mm.
Lakshmana was not willing in the beginning.
Mm.
Later on, after marriage, of course, she was okay, but before that,
Mm.
she was not willing, and unwillingly he forcibly kidnapped her. So it is like according to the different kinds of marriages which is mentioned, this is called as a Rakshasa Vivaha, where the woman's will is not considered and she's forcibly kidnapped. So, I mean, that was later on because it is one of the Kshatriyas are allowed to do all those kind of things. Like, remember, even Bhishma Dev, he he kidnapped Ambika, and for Vichitravirya's marriage. So, like this, it was allowed those days
Mm.
in the Kshatriya things, but it is not like one of the best considered one of the best ways. So he showed his arrogance or his power or his things even in that at that time. That is one episode only we know, but Samba's entire history we don't know. I don't know. Only mentioned in the Bhagavatam is he was very, very darling of his mother, always pampered by his mother. So he was called as Amba Samba. Like that. And this episode of kidnapping Lakshmana and this episode of Maushal Leela. Of course, Maushal Leela is also Krishna's intriguing setup. Like he only has his supreme will is there, divine will is there. Divine will is
Mm.
there. Charu Prabhu or Sharat Prabhu, you can throw some light on
To
this?
wind up in this way. To wind up in this way.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, I have one realization just now came in my mind
Okay.
that भागवतम का बिगिनिंग भी ऐसे ही हुआ कि
हाँ.
भगवान को
कर्स
देना
से.
था, तभी भी एक बच्चे मतलब एक छोटा बच्चे का उपयोग हुआ कि
कर्स,
जैसे
हाँ.
कर्स दिया श्रृंगी ने, और जब भी भगवान सब वाइंड अप कर रहे हैं तभी भी एक बच्चे को के द्वारा ही हुआ,
बच्चे के
सांब
द्वारा
के
कर्स
द्वारा
नहीं
ही।
हुआ, बच्चे के द्वारा प्रैंक हुआ. हाँ.
हाँ, प्रैंक
करेक्ट,
हुआ।
करेक्ट.
नहीं, फिर ब्राह्मणों ने कर्स दिया ना इसलिए।
ब्राह्मण ने कर्स दिया ना.
हाँ, तो
हाँ.
दोनों एपिसोड में मतलब भागवतम की
कर्स
शुरुआत
का
में
ही,
और एंड
कर्स से
में।
शुरू हुआ, कर्स से एंड हुआ.
हाँ, यस यस।
Danvat Pranam Mataji. Amazing class as usual.
थैंक यू.
Mataji,
धन्यवाद की जय.
yes. Mataji, amazing lesson like this. This establishes Lord Krishna as the highest dharma samsthapaya. He's like, nobody can think of destroying his own family to
Yeah.
prevail righteousness, which definitely he is the supreme personality of Godhead. So this, like, how do we read this Canto 11? Like, with what should be our basically we are seeing that even Lord's family is destructible. Everything's gonna go away. So this is something which we should take it in our daily lives, and as we are nearing, like as we are aging, rather than Canto 10, we should, contemplate on Canto 11, that it prepares a person mentally, that everybody has to go. Even the Lord went, even his whole family goes off. So just a relief that, nobody is safe in the material world, no matter how powerful you are. Amazing, amazing Canto.
Yes.
Very,
The
very
question
nice
in
first
the
day.
Canto 11, your question was how to take it. Yes, we have to take it as you said, but what does the Canto 11 tell us? Of course, we are only doing the first chapter. There's so many chapters, as Charu Prabhu's slide was there in the beginning. There is the Navayogendra's teachings. There's also the finally Uddhava Gita. So Canto 11 is just beginning. This is not the end of it. And Canto 11 is what is telling you right at the beginning. Look at Canto 10.
Yeah.
So Canto 11, the teachings of Canto 11 is look at Canto 10, understand Canto 10, understand and also meditate and explore and dive deep into 10th Canto.
It means only
Thank you.
Ashray. Ashray Tattva is only Lord Krishna.
Yes.
Amazing.
मुक्ति कब मिलेगी जब आश्रय लोगे कृष्णा का.
Yes, Mataji.
And Krishna is beyond our human perception. Never question what he's doing.
Yes.
Because we don't have the capacity. And we tend to look from our only angle, our perception, and that's so highly limited. So many questions might arise. Ultimately, Krishna is the six wonderful things, right? Bhagavana. Bhaga means the Aishwarya. That's nobody has that, and unlimited. This renunciation, to what extent he goes, that renounces the entire family to establish religious principle. Who will do that? Only Krishna can do that. He himself also winds up. Remember, he had accomplished all the requirements that Devas wanted him to come and descend to lower the burden on Mother Earth. So he solved everything. Remember, and this was also in a connection to Gandhari's Shrapa. Remember, Gandhari cursed Krishna himself that you destroyed my dynasty. You could have saved Mahabharata war and everything, and yet you did that. So let your dynasty be destroyed also. So he wanted to make her words also come true. That was also one of the reasons. So when Krishna does, multiple reasons are there, and he accomplishes in single act. So it's just amazing. The six kinds of Aishwarya, you have to understand that. From 10th canto, you say, oh, he was playing around so many gopis and all this thing. See, we always think from our angle only. We cannot compare what Krishna is doing for the superior reason. Ultimately, he was establishing dharma, and to what extent he is willing to go. Nobody is exempt. That's the wonderful lesson that we learned here. So many questions will pop up. Obviously, why did yes, it was Krishna's arrangement, but he had great sages, Narad Muni and all this great sages all gathered. Why they become angry and give cursed Krishna's own sons? Sometimes people wonder about lower level of thinking. But this is what Krishna's arrangement, all these things happen perfectly well. And the new beginning can happen only when this present cycle is over. He gives repeated opportunity for all of us in millions of lifetimes until we become liberated. Sharad Prabhuji, your final words. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
I will take a minute.
Any other question? Yes.
Yeah, but wonderful, narration And so wonderful recap by Prasad Prabhu. I was so enlivened, and so wonderful narration by Mataji. And the
Thank
good,
you.
yeah, great takeaway from what Santa Mataji and Daksha Mataji said. Like, it's through this actually Krishna also teaching us detachment. That this is temporary. Dukhale Masasuka. So he puts him as the example, as you said, and there are many other factors. So yeah, it's so uh, yeah, filling the life with the pastime of the Lord. Yeah, that's a wonderful takeaway as well. So
Word
thank
is
you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Word is amazing.
Yeah. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, sir. Thank you, sir. Prabhu.
Right.
Please.
Any other
Thank you,
questions,
Prabhu.
comments?
Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhu.
प्रभु जी हम ऐसा भी
Yeah.
समझ सकते हैं जिनका आरंभ है उनका अंत भी है। भगवान वो दिखाना चाहते हैं क्योंकि एज अ नर लीला कर रहे हैं प्रभु, तो सब दूसरे जो लोअर लोग हैं उनको तो वही लगेगा, देखो भगवान को भी ऐसा करना पड़ा, भगवान को भी जाना पड़ा। वो तो वही सोचते हैं कि भगवान का भी डेथ हो गया। मगर जो डीपली स्टडी करता है, जो साधना करता है, जो सब करता है, उनको मालूम है। यहाँ सोमनाथ में तो प्रभु जी यहाँ पे टेम्पल भी है ऐसे कि यहाँ पे भगवान ने शरीर छोड़ा था, सोमनाथ में। तो दिस इज रियली अमेजिंग कि हम लोग पढ़ पा रहे हैं श्रीमद् भागवतम आपकी
Sir,
गाइडेंस
Prabhu,
में प्रभु जी।
yes,
थैंक यू
sir.
सो मच।
Prabhu, I had one question for you. There is lot of local, because we're talking about this departure fast and of the Lord. I hear a lot of this local katha or anything like that. In the Jagannath Puri deity, there is heart of Lord Krishna. In your update, can you, if you have time, can you elaborate? Is that true or something like that? It doesn't sound right to me, but just if you can share your perspective on that will be helpful.
Sharad Prabhuji.
Okay, you are asking in Jagannath there is a heart also.
That's what they say locally. It's very famous that in the when
Okay,
they do that now Kalivaram, there is a heart of Lord
okay.
Krishna.
Navakalvara, what happens? They have there is something inside which nobody knows. What happens at the end of construction of that deity? Then the seniormost Brahmana there, seniormost Panda, who is the eldest in age, what happens? His hands are he puts a lot of cloth in the hand so that the hand cannot make out what is the object, and in a very dark condition that is brought and put in the new deity. So that is what nobody knows what is that.
Okay.
So that is the thing. That is these are given in the Shastras also.
I see. Thank you. If there are any difference, it will be helpful. I'm very keen to know that.
Like Niladri Mahoday, but the English version is not there. It has not been published.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, today we were talking about this Mosala Lila. Actually, in great detail, we have also studied in the while we studied Krishna Sandarbha. That time, though we discussed about this also. Actually, this was not that the Yadu dynasty was wiped out, they were killed, or Krishna got killed, nothing like that. This was just a pretext for the Supreme Lord to take them to their own Dhamma from wherever they had come to resume their responsibility. And the general belief is that that Jarasavara, he killed Krishna, Krishna died and all that. How can Krishna die? It is his spiritual body, and in the spiritual body, nobody dies. That is what is. Okay, I'll tell you something from the Mahabharata about this Mosala Lila. Now, when did this take place? At what time frame? I'll just tell you. After the Mahabharata war, that was between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, it was the 36th year of Yudhishthira's rule, At that time, he saw many bad omens in his kingdom. Like dry and hot winds were blowing with blazing effects. Sparks of fire were raining. Showers of meteors were attacking the earth. The sun was covered with dust. And at that time of dawn, everyone was witnessing the dance of human trunks here and there. And the appearance of the sun and moon was frightening. And after a few days of such happenings, King Yudhishthira came to know that the race of the Yadavas was destroyed in an internal battle, and Lord Krishna also he was killed by hunter. That is what is the story. And this news was the cause of endless grief to the Pandavas. Now, hearing this, Janmeja, he is asking this question to Vaishampayana. Please tell me about this story. Now, he narrates that Sri Krishna's rule at Dwaraka for a span of 30 years after the end of the Mahabharata war. And during this rule, the Yadavas, they were very joyous, they were rich and healthy. There were no troubles for them from any corner of the universe. And they had no work to do. And there was no proper discipline amongst the Yadavas, that is the Bhojas, the Brahmanis, and the other subsects of Yadavas. And because of that quarreling, they started quarreling with each other. And all this denigration set in Yadavas, who became arrogant and indulged in unrestrained self-indulgence and luxury. Now, because of this, Krishna, he wanted to get rid of these people. He said, if I leave the material world and these people remain, then there will be too much of trouble. That's why he wanted all of them to return to their places. And that's why this thing took place. It is not that Samba or behaved like this, he should not have done. It is not that. It was by the will of the Lord. This was orchestrated, and it happened that way to take them to the spiritual world. The other perceptions, they are not very correct, what we hear from so many sources. And as you know, the other day in the previous class we spoke how many Yaduvanshis were there. Yaduvanshis, their the number was 56 crores. Now, besides them, there were Brahmanas, they were Kshatriyas, there were Vaishyas, then Sudras, like this, and total under King Ugrasena, there are 33 trillion people. Now you can make out, now the present population of the present day world is about 8.7 billion. And that was in trillion. So many people were there, and certainly those powerful people, they would have created a lot of nuisance after Krishna left. That's why there was a reason for them to go back and establish order in the world. That's why this thing happened. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So that was a really wonderful presentation. Archana Mataji, you see, it created so much active discussion, and that pleases me the most, you know. Thank you so much, Haribol.
And
So I think
more serious things we will be hearing tomorrow onwards. I'll be covering chapter 2 in 3 sessions, and I'll also be covering chapter 4 and 5. And the very deep philosophy. Be ready to hear that tomorrow and the next sessions.
thank you. Okay, so now we conclude the class with Nashima prayer, Haribol, and thank you everyone. Raksha Mataji, you may do that.
Yes, Prabhuji. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai ho.
Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad-lad-daine. Prahlad-lad-daine. हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः शीलटङ्कानखालाये इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमधिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नाथा अद्भुत श्रृंगार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय हो नरसिंहदेव 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 जय हो नरसिंहदेव जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा भगवान की जय भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय हो श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो सर्व डिवोटी की जय हो हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे थैंक यू प्रभु जी
Jai
धन्यवाद
Shri
प्रणाम टू ऑल डिवोटीज
Thank you.
Jai
Thank you.
Shri
Thank you,
Prabhupada. Hare
Lakshmi
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Hari
Prabhupada.
Pranam to all
Thank you,
devotees.
Surat Prabhuji. Thank you, all
Hare
devotees.
Om.
Thank you, Bhaiji. Thank you, Sharad Prabhuji and Mataji.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Shri Prabhuji, Suji Prabhuji, everybody. Thank you. So we meet you tomorrow. Hari Bol.
Yes, thank you,
यस प्रभु जी हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम टू डिवोटीज
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandavad.